Okay, we're going to work on conversions. So you'll see that there are some conversion facts here that 12 inches equals 1 foot, 3 feet equals 1 yard, etc. So since 12 inches is equal to 1 foot, so since 12 inches equals 1 foot, that means that the fraction 12 inches over 1 foot is a clever form of 1. Similarly, 1 foot over 12 inches is also a clever form of 1, because when you divide two equal amounts, it is equal to 1. So 12 inches and 1 foot are the same size. So if you take 12 inches and you divide it by 1 foot, it's 1. And if you take 1 foot and divide it by 12 inches, it's also 1. Okay, that's the idea behind these conversion facts. So that works for all 5 of the conversion facts in front of you. So now you're going to use what the problem gives you and then use conversion facts to get to what the question is asking for. Okay, so in our problem, I get a different color here. In our problem, the problem says Isabel cycled 9 laps on a bicycle path around the lake. If each lap was 9,504 feet long, what was the total distance she traveled in miles? So let's write down what we know. So we know that she traveled 9 laps. And we know that it was given that 1 lap is equal to 9,504 feet. So now this conversion fact here is special just for this problem. They're telling us each 1 lap is 9,504 feet long. Okay, the conversion facts for length don't vary based on problems. Those are always true, but here they're telling us 1 lap is 9,504 feet. So that means that 1 lap divided by 9,504 feet is a clever form of 1, and 9,504 feet divided by 1 lap is another clever form of 1. So those are both things that we can use. So now we know that we started with 9 laps, and we want to change that to miles. How many miles did Isabel run or cycle? Sorry, cycle. So we're going to start with what they gave us. They gave us 9 laps. And now we need to decide which one of these conversion facts we're going to use. 1 lap over 9,504 feet, or the fact 9,504 feet divided by 1 lap. The trick is that you want to cancel out your units. So here I've got laps on top. It's not on the bottom of a fraction, so it's technically on top of a fraction. So if I want laps to cancel out, I'm going to have to use laps on bottom. So I'm going to use this conversion fact that I'm circling in blue right now, 9,504 feet per 1 lap. So let's put that in. So I'm going to times this by 9,504 feet over 1 lap. And I'm allowed to times by a clever form of 1, and it doesn't change my the facts of my problem. So now here, laps on top and laps on bottom cancel out. So if I wanted to know how many feet she traveled, I would have to multiply 9 times 9,504 feet. So let's get a little calculator on here. 9 times 9,504 feet is 85,536. So 85,536. So this is equal to 85,536, and the unit is feet. Now, did I answer the question they asked? No. I wanted to know how many miles she traveled. So we know that she traveled 85,536 feet. And now I need to convert from feet to miles. So if I look in my conversion facts, I've got this fact right here, 5,280 feet equals 1 mile. So let's write that down over here. 5,280 feet equals 1 mile. So that means the conversion that we're using is either 5,280 feet over 1 mile, or 1 mile over 5,280 feet. So now, which one are we going to use? Well, we have feet as our top number, so we need to kill that unit by having it on bottom. So I'm going to use this fact here, and I'm going to times this guy by 1 mile over 5,280 feet. And what happens conversion-wise is that feet on top cancels with feet on bottom. And so now I need to do this math. Now you notice on the last one there was a 1 as my bottom number, and so I didn't have to take that into account. Here I've got 85,536 technically on top of a fraction. So I need to multiply these two numbers together, which is just 85536. And then divide by 5280. So I'm going to bring up my calculator again, and I'm going to take my 85,536 and I'm going to divide it by 5280, or 5,280, and that gives me 16.2. So this is equal to 16.2, and the unit that's left is miles, because the feet canceled out. So I got 16.2 miles. Now, did I answer the question? Yes, because I started at 9 laps and I got to 16.2 miles. Now, you can actually do this in one straight calculation. You don't have to rewrite and do each calculation separately. So let me write that out for you too. So we started with 9 laps. And we use the conversion fact that 1 lap, and see a lap is on bottom, so they'll cancel, is 9,504 feet. And we see that the laps will cancel. So then now we need the feet to cancel to get to miles. So I'm going to do 1 mile is the same as 5,280 feet. And now feet on top cancels with feet on bottom. So the math that I'm doing is 9 times 9,504 times 1, which will give you 85,536. And then the math I do on bottom is 1 times 5,280, which gives you 5,280. And then in our calculator, we can do that division, and it still comes out to 16.2. And again, see that miles was the only thing not canceled out as a unit. So miles is what we have as our unit.